go. It is time. Thanks to Team Liquid, thank you to Shopify and all the sponsors of that tournament. They have actually hooked me up with some lovely replays. They've said, Pig, are there any series you're interested in casting? I immediately shouted. I literally said it in all caps in response to the message. TY vs Trap, please. And what's so exciting about this series is I know there were long, epic, crazy games. I know the casters were losing their shit casting it, but I also didn't pay attention to the details of what happened. I watched this while playing a Terraforming Mars game on me phone. I was kicking the ass out. I was playing an AI. I was playing against a few AI on me phone. I don't actually remember the details of what happened. So this is winner brackets round 2. I know it was a good match. I know it was exciting. I think I remember who won. I'm quite sure I do, but I'm going to be surprised by a lot of what happens in this game. So I thought it would be cool to share you guys one of the closest, most action-packed series in this tournament so far. It is still an ongoing tournament every weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday my time. So I think it's Friday night and Saturday night European time, or Sunday morning, Saturday, I don't know, whatever. Basically every weekend there's 2 big long broadcasts. Wardy, Zombie Grub, Rotterdam, and also they had day 9 for a guest cast. They've all been casting it. It's been amazing. I love having so much content. I believe there's a butt ton of EPT points on hold for the winner as well. This probe is looking for proxies, by the way. They both cross each other. They're like, all right, hello. Up here in the top left, of course, representing... Is TY still on Splice? Does TY have a team right now? I'm trying to remember, man. It's TY! Taeyun, the best... He's recently become a GSL caster. So people joke about, oh, wow, he's pretty good for a caster. He's still one of the absolute best Terrans in the world. He's obviously the mentor of Special, who has really become, you know, he's eternally top 3 foreign Terrans and probably top 6 or 7 Terrans in the world almost always for the last few years. You know, making a couple semi-finals at BlizzCon and stuff. Really impressive play. And down here in the bottom right, the best, most consistent Protoss player. He's made the round of 8 so many times in a row in GSL. It is Trap. He's made it to a grand finals as well. A player who I feel like is one of the best PvT players in the world. I feel worried whenever he goes up against a Zerg, because I think that's a matchup where he can be a little bit hit or miss. And I mean, his fans, or let's be real, his fan, GGE Mini, aka Gemini, you guys would know as the guy who posts build order guides on all things Protoss. He is obsessed with Trap. If you guys have ever seen fangirls with like the Backstreet Boys back in the day, or like whatever, what are they? One Direction, I guess, was the most recent one, right? I'm sure there's something since then, but I'm an old man. I don't pay attention. Basically, he's like, it's like one man, but his excitement when he watches Trap and cheers for him, it's like a pack of 12-year-old girls that have just come across their favorite boy band menu. Like, it is actually insane. Like, Gemini's obsession with Trap is on another level. Now, oh, he's doing the Hellion Marine build. Oh, did he go reactor first? Wait. Didn't a Reaper just die? No, that was just an SCV. He went reactor first. Did he? Oh, shit. Did Trap scout the reactor? He did not. He doesn't know this is coming. Trap has no idea this is coming, but he's not going 2 Hellions behind it, so these Hellions have to get in and focus down the probes. He's going to try to start focusing the Adept to start. There's an Oracle, though, and the Oracle's at home. Yeah, Oracle shuts this down really well. You don't really want to run into an Oracle with this build. And the Oracle shuts down the Hellion, only gets 2 probes there in total. And that's a shutdown. Immediately sends the probe to take the 3rd base. He says, I've shut down your aggression, get the 3rd Nexus, and go into winning the game. Now, there is a 3 Widow Mine drop to follow it up. So TY does have a next wave of pressure, but this first wave has fallen flat. Now, that timing there is best against a Blink opening or a Robo opening, because they won't have Blink done, they won't have Robo done, and it hits... It was like 340 when that hit. That's so early. There's just 2 gateway units. The problem is when they go Stargate and specifically Oracle, they just have too much stuff ready to defend it. The Oracles come down. One turns on its laser beam. Does get that just before it is able to mine, to burrow. That mine is able to burrow. The mine is able to mine. Mines don't actually mine. 3 probes, not too bad. The problem is that medevac's so low. The medevac's going to get out, but the Widow Mines are going to go down. And, I mean, so far, a little bit of probe disruption. 3 Nexi. Let me explain why this is so effing terrible for TY right now. He's going to go third CC because he can't do... He's going to do... Okay, and he's going to do one more Widow Mine drop to try to get back... Oh, bad medevac control. He should have really queued that around the very edges. I guess he wanted to distract. So this next Widow Mine drop, his next chance to try to get damage, going for the natural, a good choice here. The defense is focused around the third and the main base. The natural, sometimes the most defended area, the most central area, is the one they least expect. Ooh, good quick burrow, unburrow, but the Stalker's going to take out that mine. This one will take out. Ooh, he's just delaying mining time. Well done. Unfortunately for TY, the probes just transferred to the third. They had an extra mineral line. So anyway, as I was saying, the reason this is so bad is TY has done a reactor factory build. Now, if there's one man who can bring it back, that's fine. But if you're going reactor factory, you are actually going to be building an insane amount of units, like actually obscene. Hellions, very mineral heavy. Widow Mines, very mineral heavy. What does this stuff do? It slows down your next step. Whether that's a third command center into second and third barracks like this game, or it's the second and third barracks first. Either way, the point where your economy explodes off that mules, that third command center is delayed. The point where you get into stim, shields, and a pack of bio with medevacs is massively delayed. And this window here, where Trap is just holding down the probe key, chrono boosting those Nexi, building up that economy, adding upgrades, this is the freedom that he gets, while TY cannot move out. He's got unupgraded Marines, a couple medevacs, a bunker. He's got very little. He'll be able to explode and have a big economy later, but Trap has all the time in the world to prepare for the next step. And it looks like he's actually going to opt for Templar Archives. I wouldn't be surprised to see Charge queue up immediately. Couple scans go down. TY actually dropping 2 scans and says, okay, I see a Templar Archives. I see you're taking all of your gas geysers. Because of that, I am going to take my third. Now, TY, if he saw no gases, if he just saw, say, one of these gases missing, these 2 gases missing, he would have said, oh, a really scary charge dot attack could hit me. I can't take my third. I've got to camp for a little bit longer and be a bit more careful here. Ooh, Marine's trying to guard the siege tank. Stalker's going to come forward. A bit ambitious. I'm not a fan. Trap there, overextending a little bit. Okay, that's a good couple of force fields, but even then, saves 2 of the Marines, loses a sentry. Good trades here for TY, who does have one more tank that he's moved down. And I think a bit overeager there for Trap. Trying to get a bit of damage done. Ooh. A Stalker for a Widow Mine. Trap was trying to get too fancy. He was trying to bait the Widow Mine shot. Once the Widow Mine fires, it reveals itself. But the siege tank was shooting him. He loses a Stalker and a bunch of shields. Not worth it. And he was looking for a free pickoff. Was not able to get it. Now, that being said, 4th base is on the way. Storm, Charge, a Robo as well. And keep in mind, we are seeing Protoss players have changed their view on upgrades in this matchup. I'm actually going to turn my webcam off so you guys can see these beautiful tabs down here in the bottom right as well for this cast. Why not? Let's be professional. Protoss players are focusing on attack upgrades. They are trying, rather than trying to increase the survivability of the Zealots and absorb a lot of damage, they're going many more attack focus upgrades. They're just trying to kill the Terran units before they can inflict that damage. It's kind of an arms race of damage in the matchup. Because the Terran is naturally glass cannon, right? Long range, high damage, but relatively squishy units. We're also seeing a lot of Terrans opt for more reactors these days. Even with these tech labs up, TY is actually on pure Marine tank production right now. He's not building as many Marauders. So we're seeing Terrans go for this squishier, more fragile, yet much higher damage army. And rather than doubling down on the armor upgrades and the survivability, a lot of the Protoss players are saying, well, I'm just going to get more disruptors to kill everything on the ground before it can shoot. I'm going to get more attack upgrades. So my Stalkers, my Zealots, my Immortals, my Colossus all do more damage. And just stay single forge, have more units out on the map, get the splash damage up earlier, and use this kind of control over the map to defend a larger economy. So previously Protoss players were like, double upgrades or die trying, try to get the upgrade lead, and that's the advantage. These days, it's more about having a more dynamic army. We've got a Storm drop ready. Archons, Charge Lots looking for an attack here. This is a wild angle to attack, but remember, it's mostly Marines. There's a single Ghost, but if the Storms land, that's going to be so hard to stop. Archon, Charge Lot, one of the scariest armies. +2 is still 20 seconds away. Trap's got to wait for that upgrade. He's already showed his hand. The Ghosts are looking for the EMP. A decent one on the Archons, but he doesn't really get the Zealots. And charging in here, he's looking for the Storm drop. Can he get it? Ooh, does get a decent storm or two, but great spready from TY, showing that he's flexible enough to do the splits. And indeed, his High Templar are now out of storms. If there was even just one storm left, I'd feel a lot better about this for Trap. But TY, man, he gets a very good defensive hold. And the tail end of Zealots on the right-hand side actually finds the siege tank. There's Zealots getting SCVs. He lost 19 workers there. I mean, army versus army. TY dicked, but there was just enough Storm, Archon, Zealot damage on the workers that at the end of that, I think TY's ahead, but there's a 5th on the way, so is he? So Terran Economy obviously took a big hit, but you got to pay attention to the upgrades. 2 2s kicking in. Protoss is only on +2 attack, so Protoss is way behind on the upgrades, but Protoss is on 76 probes going to a 5th base. The thing is, he lost a lot of his important tech units. His army is not that complicated right now, but he's got 2 robos. He's pumping Immortals 2 at a time. He's getting the Gravitic Drive. That's the Robo Warp Prism speed upgrade. I feel like TY kind of gets forced to be very defensive and just try to keep his 4th alive. Like, if TY oversteps, his army is just a bit too small. And he's kind of just got to rebuild SCVs and camp in his corner of the map. And there's 2 options for Trap. Keep just harassing and try to add a second forge. Maybe go to Colossus. Really increase the complexity of your army. Look for run bays like this. Or just look for one more big bust. These are both the main options you can look for as Trap. Either way, you've got a big economy. I'm surprised he's not adding a couple more probes. Obviously, 76 probes is a good economy. But as the Terran gets back up to 70, 75 workers plus mules, it's going to be very comfortable. I'd love to see even a single SCV repair that planetary. But look at the pre-spread. The preparation here from TY is great. He's got turrets guarding against the Prism drop in the main, which is huge. Zealots being forced to drop. The Prism gets sniped. A lovely maneuver, but Trap says, too much of your army's out of position. Let's go. Dives forward. Good EMP. Only 1 High Templar has a storm. A single storm remaining. 1 more EMP on those Immortals would be huge. TY not able to land it just yet. Does get it off. Oh my god. What a shit show of an engagement here. But the SCVs again. No. TY. He was taking such a brilliant engage. Attacking the SCVs into the Archons. Hands the damage on a platter to Trap though. I mean, it was a panicky situation where he had to get back quickly. The tank is going to cover this base. And oh my god. He just doesn't have any bio right now. TY's got so much infrastructure and upgrades. He just needs more Marine Marauder. Trap is going to find weakness here, and he gets in on top of it. And now he has an opportunity to find damage. Pay attention to these Zealots on the right-hand side. They are getting the SCV line at this moment. We've got Zealots and Immortals pulling back here. I mean, the problem is if Trap loses the Immortals and all these units, he can be in trouble. He's looking for force fields now. He wants to seal the deal. SCVs pull back from the 3rd base. Good medevac micro here. TY is building tanks 2 at a time. If he can get a tank or 2 sieged up, it'll really anchor this position. A lovely EMP activates all the barriers. Those Immortals are quite squishy right now. The force fields are out. The SCV pull comes forward, and this is a scary moment. Where's the damage output for Trap? It is not there. Picks up, gets the hell out of there with the Warp Prism. Not before a lot of his army's killed, but you know what? Once again, 28 SCVs have gone down. And with an untouched 5-base economy, I like it for Trap. It's a, you know... It's really obnoxious the way he pushes in just right between the bases, but that's what you can do on Simulacrum. You can find this huge, wide open area between the bases, get in there and try to leverage that weakness. Trap here trying desperately to keep him at home while the army rebuilds. Single Stalker and Immortal. Oh, get out of there, Warp Prism. He does have Warp Prism speed. Pulls TY back. It's very dangerous. TY could just get swamped if he goes to the other side. We've got a Colossus swap underway. 2 Colossus out. Viagra upgrade is 75% of the way complete. 2 Immortals building, so it's just going to be 2 Colossus to wreck the Marines. Ghosts are light, right? Are Ghosts light? They are not. They are biological and psionic, so they actually take bonus damage from Archons, but nothing else really. And, okay. 6th base in the top as well. Mass Zealot, Archon, Charge Lot, Colossus. I said Zealot and Charge Lot as if they were 2 different units. Still got 2 High Templar. Whoa! Big storm. Oh, I think Trap's got it. Yeah. That was too big a storm. Some bio coming back from the right-hand side. But look at this. I mean, as much as he's struggling on the right-hand side, the Colossus and the Immortals will beat those. More Zealots warping in. Up here in the mineral line, TY falling back to his production and taking some fantastic engagements. But, oh man, it's just, how do you get rid of the Archons and the Immortals? The Colossus. this little powerful little blob here. Even one more Zealot warp in, and how can you deal with it? You just can't. An Archon gets very weak, but there's more Zealots warping in. And Trap there finding the weakness. As he left, he did scan this bottom base. Oh man, Trap with some ballsy pushes there. I think the first one, it was all right. I feel like that second engage started off kind of terribly. I really want to watch that second engage. It did feel like the opening went amazingly for Trap, by the way. Did he ever get a second forge? I feel like he didn't. I don't think he ever got a second forge. Just one forge, lots of splash, lots of units, and just keep attacking, keep expanding. Yeah. He does get a second forge at one point. Yeah, so this was the attack where I was like, you're actually a crazy person. But I think TY maybe was just not focusing enough on unit production. Let's take a look at the setup leading into that fight. So the Zealots pull him out of position a bit. And it felt like Trap was thinking about attacking. But I feel like at this moment, when his Prism got caught, like he was setting up for a multi-prong attack on the front, Prism gets in the main and drops Zealots. But then he was just like, nah, that's too much bio out of position. And then TY frantically tries to get some D together. But he's like, if we look at it, TY is preparing for the endgame. He's got +3 attack on the way. He's still only on 5 barracks production. He's still building siege tanks, which is really interesting. He's got a great ghost count. But yeah, and he lands some amazing EMPs. But I guess he just doesn't really have anything to anchor this push. And you could argue the lack of Widow Mines makes it really hard. I feel like a few Widow Mines can be so good against any sort of aggressive Zealot High Templar play. Like, normally my thought is you want Widow Mines against this. Now, tanks are obviously amazing for defending and making sure you don't die. But you'll notice they kind of get spread a little thin. And even though these EMPs were amazing, there's just not enough bio here. Should you just let him up the ramp? Is the actual optimal Terran defense here to just keep some units behind the planetary, have your tank like here, and say, if you attack into the planetary, I'll come down and fight, but otherwise I'm just going to like defend behind kind of the wall here? I don't know. It feels awkward to let the Protoss up that ramp. But it also feels like this weird situation. You just spread out so much. It's hard to cover ground against a Zealot Archon Storm army. And I feel almost like I look at it and I'm like, did Trap even do anything wrong? I think he was just a bit too far behind from earlier in the game. Even though the numbers don't look that bad, if he just had a few more units, things could have been very different here, right? That storm was lovely as well. It was a really good storm. But remember that the opening did not go the way of TY here. Very decisive push from Trap. That's the sort of game where I'm like, I need to talk to a player who's a lot better and smarter than me at this matchup to like have a bit of a discussion and really break that down. But I do think Trap was very far ahead after the Oracle against that opening is a big build order advantage. And then he handled the Widow Mine drops absolutely splendidly. So this is, of course, a best of 5. And down here in the bottom left-hand side, leading by 1 game in the series, representing Jin Air Green Wings, it is Trap. Trap's still on Jin Air, right? So bad with teams. Upper in the top right, in the blue, it's TY. He's going to be going for a proxy barracks. I'm gonna do a quick little Google. We're gonna check that. We're going to check the teams of both players. Sometimes teams change, and I don't really pay attention to it unless I've been casting a big event. Alright, Trap is still on Jinner, yes, and TY is still on Splice. Currently teamless. He is not on Splice anymore. Splice, pick him back up. Give him money. He has $600,000 of prize money. Holy crap. Trap's up to like 230,000 now as well, which is good because he's really only come into his own in the last couple of years, guys. Ooh, the probe finds it. The probe finds it, guys. So Trap here catches the barracks. Oh, is he going to be able to finish it? Yeah, he will. Double gas opening. 3 mining on each gas geyser. Second depot in the wall. Now, it's very important when you play against this as a Protoss player, you need to look for the factory, which goes down about 1:45. So you're checking the base. You can't check everywhere on the map to guarantee you find the factory. But if you scout their base... No! He's assuming it's going to go in the... 90% of the time, players put it in the wall. Or it's on the map. So seeing no factory, it's literally right there. I was actually, I do this build a lot that TY is doing. And I remember I was literally talking about good cancel on the bunker there, by the way. The first Reaper does come in. Bunker's already canceled. Is not going for another one. I've talked about how it's really dumb that we just put the factory right in front of the probe and we offer the scouting to the Protoss player. Part of what makes this opening strong as a Terran is keeping the Protoss guessing about, oh shit, are they going to proxy a factory and make like a few tanks and do one of these crazy proxy 1-1-1 all-ins? Because, don't get me wrong, those builds aren't the strongest by any means, but to actually, the reason they're not that strong is because they can scout it and adapt to it. They go, oh, no factory at home, and they have to double down. So the thing is, Trap might be super overly safe here. Whereas if he knew what was happening, he would just be chronoing probes and really focused on that. So you can see, yeah, Trap is like, oh, I got to scout around, I got to be safe, this Adept needs to go scout, I need to go see what's happening. And he's actually building a third Reaper, which means he could snipe the Adept. 3 Reapers kicks the shit out of an Adept. She's lucky they didn't see her there. Looks like he's going to go for the probes now. There is one Stalker out. Second Stalker's going to be out soon. Stalker's in a good position to block the Reapers. And, I mean, a Stalker does lose to 3 Reapers, but it's pretty rare they'll fight her. Oh, good grenades. Good grenades. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Okay, does get 1 Reaper. And, oh my god, the wall was down. What the hell, TY? TY lets the Adept in. It kills an SCV that's building the command center. Now, it is trapped in here. It's trapped in here. Because it traps Adept. Is he going to recall? No, too late. Just going to try and see what's up. He sees a tech lab on the starport, reactor on the factory. He knows it's an expand build. He did lose a Stalker, though, which is really rough because... Is there a medevac out? I was actually expecting a medevac. Okay, so what he can do is these 3 Reapers can always jump in the back door, run past that Stalker. Stalker's a very low damage unit, try and kill some probes, and then the Hellions can run in the front. Or you can just run in with all of them. He's just going to fight. He's like, I don't even care. I'll kill your units, dude. This is actually a lot of mobile damage. Oh my god, I feel so much less bad about dying to this last time Nathanius did this build to me. I was like, what? You just kept building Reapers and Hellions? Yeah, he's going to kill every Stalker and every probe here. Oh no. He's building a War Prism. He saves 4 probes from the logo. He's only got 1 gate. Oh, you know, actually Trap does tend to be really greedy versus these openings. I don't know if it's this series or I think it's a different series. I think it might have been his GSL series where Trap scouts a proxy barracks and then he goes blink off 1 gate while chronoing probes. And I'm like, wait. Your opponent has massively delayed their command center to get their tech. You're going to go straight to blink and chronoing probes nonstop. It was actually really sad. I felt like Trap could have won that GSL series, to be honest. But he reacted poorly there. Now, this is fantastic. But those Hellions can still threaten. They can just run past those Stalkers. These Stalkers up here as well. Observer sees... Oh, he sees the split. Yeah, the medevac's a bait. He's like, I'm not taking that bait. I'm going after their Hellions. TY is trying to be tricky with the fake drop in the main. It's empty medevac. We'll get a scout as well. Stalker drop going to go on here for a Trap. This game's about to get messy, guys. This is about to get very messy. Unupgraded Zealots, tanky and cheap units that do some very nice damage. The Stalkers are taking damage. They do force the Viking back, though, which is important because it allows this Prism to survive a little bit longer. The Prism has to leave now, though. 5 SCVs go down at the same time. Oh, yep. I thought that was good damage, but if Hellions get in your base, they kill probes a little bit quicker. Oh, he even saves 2. Oh, TY, you're so good. You're so disgusting at this game. You dirty. You dirty. Yeah, that's game winning. 25 SCVs, double mules dropping. He just needs to really carefully move down to his expansion. Trap's going to be like, wow, this is your only barracks. No, he's got a new one on a reactor at home, dude. These Hellions just redropped. Trap knows he's so behind, so he's desperately trying to do more damage. But because of that, he leaves himself open, loses a few more probes there. He's going to try to do some sort of bust, take out the barracks, and then get across the map. But 2 tanks, 3rd tank, Raven on the way, non-stop Marine production. How many Marines? And 2 Vikings as well. Oh, not to mention there's a 4 Reaper drop, which is going to finish his economy. So he needs to not just do big damage, he needs to do catastrophic game-ending damage. He's going to Zealot drop the main, Stalkers are going to hit the natural, and Reapers are going to kill everything he has. Oh! Oh my god! Oh, the medevac healing. No. Zealot drop, Stalker drop coming into the main base, but the Reapers are all over this. They're going to go ham on that natural. The Zealots and Stalkers coming to the main. The tank focus firing on those Stalkers. Trap knows he's done. TY there with the big equalizer. And does take it out. So I guess no shield battery and only having like one gate into Robo was a bit of a problem there. I do think maybe if TY chronoed an Immortal instead of the Prism or got a quick second gate or something could have been safer. But I like the fact that Terran players, especially against Trap, who's one of the greediest players against the proxy racks into Expand, they're escalating the aggression. They're kind of saying, wait. You know I'm proxy raxing and doing all this stuff, and you're just going to basically do a normal build, just chrono your Stalkers a little bit faster? No. I will kill you with a crazy all-in follow-up, you crazy person. So Trap's been dying to that a little bit recently, and he may need to fine-tune his follow-up against these proxy racks to be a little bit safer. Up here in the top left-hand side, it is Trap. Down here in the bottom right, in the blue, the Terran player. It's generic green. It's TY. Generic green wings Trap, dummy. This is TY. He's actually teamless. Can you believe it? StarCraft 2 community into the clan. Okay. So I think it's just his clan. There's a Korean StarCraft 2 into the clan community. Interesting. Probe is going to come across the map for the most direct scout. Not even checking for proxies. Just puts the gateway down, straight for the scout. Let's confirm what's happening. It is a very standard barracks gas opening here for TY. Probe's going to come in, have a little bit of a taser battle with the SCV. His buddy comes and says, no! Only I'm allowed to drill him, not you, mate. Not you. You don't have permission. Oi. He's me drill buddy. Get your taser away from Bob the barracks builder. Cybercore before Nexus here. Very common these days. Get out a very quick Adeptor Stalker, shut down the Reaper, and get across the map to do some pressure. Get some follow-up scouting. Do things like see if the reactor is on a factory. And they're building lots of stuff. I like this. Just delaying that command center a little bit there. It is actually a Marine first. So he's going to look for that probe kill. Go, Marine. Oh, he's almost trying to bait it back in. Is he? No, he doesn't want to show. He doesn't want to show that he's gone Marine first. Okay, so Marine doesn't cost gas. So even with the barracks gas, he's going to get a much faster factory. And also just a quicker reactor, since the Marine doesn't take as long to build. A Marine takes 18 seconds. A Reaper takes like 28 or some shit. I don't know exactly what a Reaper's build time is, but it's a lot longer than a Marine. So, yeah. He's also going to try to come down. And hopefully surprise Trap when he's not looking. Trap with a quick response. Is it enough? No. It does go down. 2 Marines starting up. Nice quick factory. And into that second gas here at about 2 minutes 30. Meanwhile, Twilight Council going up here for Trap. Says, you know, this all looks pretty normal. Yeah, you went Marine first, but that's okay. Doesn't necessarily know it was Marine first. But because there's a Stalker that's halfway done, I would commit to hunting down the SCV, and he's going to do it. TY is one of the best players at continuing to check what is happening with his SCV. Sometimes he'll hide it in the back of the base and just run around with the Adept chasing it for like 20 seconds and make it waste a shade or two. And this allows him to get a few more units at home. Now, 2 Marines does not beat an Adept, but once you get 4, they kick the shit out of the Adept. Like, I'm talking, they're going to tie it to the back of their truck and drag it through the streets, screaming and shit. These 4 Marines, more than a match for it. And we're going to hit 6 Marines very quickly. The Widowmine's going to try to get out front and see if it can catch that Adept or at least zone it out a little. Meanwhile, second gateway goes down, Blink being chrono boosted. The Adept shading in, sees Barracks is still on the reactor, Marine's still being built. Now, you normally assume it's something like this, but one question mark, especially with this opening, no sentry, no fast robo. The robo's just gone down in the natural. You don't actually know if it's a 3 racks or not, right? Like, is there just going to be a big 3 racks timing? Actually, no, he saw the Widowmine. Never mind, he knows. He saw the Widowmine on the ground. He's going to build a shield battery, interestingly. That's curious. I guess knowing there's just more Marines than normal with the quicker reactor. Something that is a common move is the Marines kind of hitting the natural while the mines drop in the back of the main, that sort of thing. TY is a big fan of that. He does have one spotting Marine, though, and it's just really a foraging drop. Straight into tank production. Ooh, we're going to see a lib. Yeah, he's doing the push. He's doing the bunker push. This is the build I was trying to learn today. I was doing it really terribly. So only 2 Widow Mines straight into siege tank production. Is going to do, just wants to be really careful with the Widow Mine drop. Doesn't want to lose the units. He's going to, yeah, no, don't even commit. So it's so important to keep this alive because that's going to pair up. The Liberator's going to go across the top, siege the main at the same time as the Widow Mine drop goes in. And while the Protoss is frantically dealing with that, 2 tanks and a pack of Marines are going to be pushing across the map with a few SCVs, and they're going to try to bunker this third base. This is one of the scariest builds in the current meta. If you guys want to learn how to do this, make sure you look up Uthermal's YouTube channel. You search Uthermal StarCraft. He actually has done a guide on this exact build order. So if you want to learn this build, it's a really, really nice one. Definitely not the most noob-friendly build, but you could probably make it happen even if you're a bit sloppy at some of the things at just about any level. So the Stalkers want to come forward and they want to micro their asses off, but that takes a lot of APM and attention, right? So there's only 4 Stalkers here because a lot are left at home defending the drop. So already you don't have a lot of firepower as Trap. Notice how fancy he's got to be with his micro. And while he's occupied, the Widow Mine drop comes in. Oh, a big punish. 8 probes go down. The Stalker's damaged. The Liberator's still heading towards the main. And these tanks and Marines are not stopping. 2 Stalkers have fallen. The others are heavily bruised. And because he's so distracted, you just keep going. Zero fear. Where's the SCVs? He didn't bring any SCVs with this push this time. So it's a bit of a different version. I actually think if he went with them, he could do some crazy damage. Oh my god, he actually gets a Stalker there. And a couple of probes. And mining time. Oh my lord, that's a lot of damage. So this is a cool change up. There's a shield battery there, a shield battery there. An earlier mortal. Trap was expecting the bunker push. TY with the meta shift is like, no, I don't even bring SCVs. I just make it look like that build. You're going to shit your pants. Chrono Immortals. You're going to fucking make a ton of Stalkers. You're going to freak out trying to survive. And then guess what? We're on equal workers and you've just started your Forge and your Charge at 620. My 3rd command center is finished. I'm adding 4 more barracks. I'm getting out all me tech. And I got a Raven I'm ready to defend here. So Trap now is like, oh shit, I built so many units. I need to do something with this. I gotta like delay your 3rd at least or something. But if he overcommits, that's a lot of Marines. Those 2 siege tanks offer a lot of firepower. I think TY is going to pull to a much more defensible position because he does realize, of course, that a Warp Prism could get in his main base. He's going to pull these tanks to a really safe location. And then the Marines and the Raven can be the mobile defense. I like that choice. 1-1 upgrade starting up here. Non-stop depots. Yeah, he's only on 2 base, but as soon as he gets a few more Marauders and like stim and stuff out, he'll be able to do good. Nice focus fire on the Marauder, but that 2nd tank shot with the punish. And I'm really loving TY's execution of this. But you know what? I like that Trap's not overcommitting. He's scouting with hallucinated Phoenixes, with observers. Got to be careful not to lose that pervy boy, though. Does fly it away for now. Behind this, going up to 66 probes, shifting gears, adding +1. Charge is almost done. Templar Archives finishing up here in the main base. And definitely missing a 4th base. You can see down in supply. So this is not an ideal situation. But I like that Trap has shifted gears. He's realized that TY pulled one over him and didn't commit to that push. Kept those tanks alive. And because of that, keeping all the tanks and Marines alive, is able to just freely take the 3rd. Yeah, he's down. 13 SCVs. A lot of people are like, yeah, he's way behind. Triple mule, guys. This is a totally fine economic position with no 4th base on the way. Every second that goes by, every extra SCV that builds, TY closes the gap. As I say that, TY actually wasn't building any SCVs for a second there. There's an 8 Marine drop looking to hem this Warp Prism in. I don't know about you guys, but I would always build a Viking here. Just to say, leave! But these top Terrans are so mechanically sound. They're like, no, no, no. I'll just defend with a few Marines. I need every medevac I can get. And that's their choice. I think it's wrong. I love that I'm like, I think what TY is doing is wrong. That's a joke for those who don't know. Because TY is a god. There's Storm. Storm is ready. He's got to be careful. Storms are what's standing in the way. Oh, whiffed Storm. That was a bad Storm from Trap. What the hell, man? That was a bit derpy. I think the Prism just died. Yeah, the Warp Prism just died there. So that's rough. Now you've lost your counterattack potential. Trap here. He's posturing. Nice little zoning storm. He's going to flank the Immortals and the Zealots and Stalkers coming in from the backside. These tanks are going to go down very quickly. There's no storm left in there. There is no storm energy, but I think there's enough Protoss units. TY, though, even though it looks like he's getting his ass kicked, that's because his army wasn't reinforcing. It was diving for the natural, and he's still got the bio alive over here. 17 probes go down. An absolute masterclass of a TVT. Takes down the Nexus. Takes out a Zealot or two. Picks up, pulls out. Guess what? He might be pulling out, but at the same time, he's putting it in. TY's ability to do many things at once. One of his great skills here. The drop sliding into the main. This one's looking for the snipe here. Remember, there is Storm ready now. They're going to pull back, get out of there. And there's no Blink Stalkers left. All the Stalkers have been killed. The Gateways, Artosis Pylon goes down. The Forge with the +1 armor goes down. This bio picks up, flies away. There's just not enough Stalkers to shut down the drops. There's no Phoenix. There's no way of getting rid of this. TY is just dropping trow and farting in the general direction of Trap right now. He says, this is what I think. This is what I think, mate. I'm ahead, and I'm gonna dance all day. I'm gonna dance all day. High ground, low ground. Anywhere I want, man. 4 CCs on the way behind this. He's adding +2 attack and going up to 8 barracks at home. Yeah, I mean, there's a desperate little counterattack coming. The Raven's going to fly in and die, unfortunately. But at least it spots the attack. It's a storm drop, a few Immortals, and a handful of Zealots. It's a desperate attack. Can it make it happen? He needs big storms. Big storm to start. Oh my god, big second and big third storm. No. Oh no, TY, you needed to spread out more than this. He's F2'd and pulled his drops home. They could be killing probes right now. It's full-on panic mode. The storm drop, the great equalizer here. Oh my god, Trap was so dead. He was so dead, but if he can keep this army alive and keep this happening, oh my god, TY is so mad. He just didn't get in position. He was surprised by that move out. It was a ballsy push. Trap is trying to make Archons in the middle of the fight, but he's still got those 4 Immortals regenerating. Oh no, and he F2'd his full medevacs through. He does get that medevac to empty some units in the back. The Ghost Academy goes down. There's still a chance here. Remember, TY was so far ahead, and he's got a lot of units that have rallied out. He's got units stimming over from the third base. They're going to close in from behind this. There's so many medevacs, but he just doesn't have many Marauders right now. They're going to pick up to the high ground. Oh my god. If Trap wins this game, TY is going to be so fucking angry. Oh, he was just too clumped against that storm drop, man. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I'm so sad for TY, and I'm also just amazed that Trap did. I was like, yeah, he's going to go for a desperate push with a handful of units. Maybe the storm drops the great equalizer. I didn't actually expect it to work. I thought there's no way. Oh, man. Way better upgrades for the Terran, but a lovely Chadfield does block all those units up in range of the Immortals. The Vikings are going to take out the Prism. Oh, man. There's so many medevacs. There's so much healing. These Immortals are still here. The Zealots have cleared the third, and... wow. Oh, my God. The Stalker's hunting down the Vikings. I'm gonna say a really bad thing. I actually feel really good that TY lost this game, because I lose so many games from situations like this. I'm like, up 20 army supply, have way more stuff. Oh, shit, there was a gap in my map vision. I'm like, what? But I've been dropping you. You can't just run through the middle of the map. It's like, well, actually, TY, you forced his hand. You fucked his economy so solidly that he had to just do one desperate push because he was dead. Every second that went by, you were mining so much more. But TY caught with all of his army clumped up, and then he panic engages. Now, I don't think he noticed when his Raven died. So check this out. If we watch this from TY's camera, you're going to see his focus is clearly not in the right areas. He gets the idea that Trap's sitting at home. He's like, yeah, okay, we'll come home, kill a random probe, cool, cool. And he spots the army. He sees it. He scrolls up, and he attacks into that. Oh, it's a terrible decision. As soon as he saw the Warp Prism, he should have just run away. Just run and get behind the buildings. And change the rally point up here. He's so far ahead, he needed to recalibrate his goals and what he needed to focus on. This is a pure Marine army. It will destroy Immortals, Zealots, and Archons in a matter of seconds. But there is one thing it's weak to, especially when we run forward and it's in a ball, and that is Storm. We don't have Vikings out. We have no way of killing the Warp Prism before it drops the High Templar. Great AMP, but this is a panic engagement. There is absolutely no other way to describe this. This was not a good fight by TY. He spreads. but he should be spreading more. He's still too clumped. He spreads and then immediately re-engages. You've got so many medevacs. Your power here is your healing. Pull out of the storms. Pull back. Pull back. It's on Trap to force the issue. Trap has such a small squad of units, he can't spread out and hit multiple bases at once. If you keep a solid section over here, he's got to kind of keep his ball together and slowly move in. And if he gets rid of one base of workers, you're still way ahead, but just two good storms, a little bit of panic there. TY getting caught, a bit unprepared. Even now, get back here. Let your units heal. Further back, further back. Don't pull the SCVs into this. Change their rally point. Stop rallying into this. Don't F2 as well. That should be unloading in that mineral line or that mineral line. Because if he actually hit the economy... Remember, Trap keeps warping in for the next 2 minutes and barely overwhelms. If you actually finish off the economy here as TY, you've got a much better chance of winning. But then he's just A-moving his SCVs into... Pull back behind the buildings. Get back. Get out of here. It's unfortunate. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes under pressure. A brilliantly decisive attack from Trap. And he did have a core of Immortals and Archons. It's a hard army to fight. GG, well played, Trap. Just goes full Kill Bill and resurrects himself and takes the 2-1 advantage when it should have been a 2-1 advantage for TY. TY outplayed him all game long. But a bit of panic there. One all-in push, and TY did play into his hands a little bit. All right, guys, let's go into map number 4. Up here in the top right-hand side in the red, the Protoss player. It is Trap. Going to get the wall off here with the gate in the core to stop the jumping in, so the Reaper has to jump in down here. Down here in the bottom left in the blue, going for 2 SCVs across the map already. It's TY. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Now, Proxy 2X Marine is more common these days. It looks like it. 15 supplies straight into a barracks. Ooh. Does he find it? Where's this probe? I think the probe's going straight across the map. Where's it clicked to? It's clicked in the main base. Ah, he's not going to find it. But you know what? If he went scouting for proxies and checked over here, it would be even worse. At least he's going to get to the other side, see nothing in the wall, and that's going to verify that some cheeky bullshit is happening. He's then going to see no gases and know that it's a Marine rush and know to switch gears. Now, hopefully Trap is already planning to go Cybercore before Nexus because he wants to start that immediately and get a second pylon and a Zealot chronoed out. Maybe not chrono the Zealot. Maybe we save the chrono for the core to be done. But immediately it's like, whoa, okay. Oh, shit, you're not mining any gas. All right, Zealot starts, core goes down. Where are we putting the second pylon? Okay, he's going to go for it on the ramp. That's kind of a cool one because you can build batteries on the low ground off it. So the SCV is going to come in. Now, obviously, you want to delay the natural at the very least here. But preferably, you want to get in and do some big damage, I guess. Because it's been scouted. Early core, Zealot building. Probes are down here ready to delay a bunker from starting. He's going to go bunker on the low ground. Right next to the gateway. So he wants to be in range of that pylon, I think. Ooh, good snipe, though. One probe does go down, but the SCV's gone down. The bunker has been delayed here. That Zealot says, come and play, dickhead. He's going to already float a barracks over for high ground vision. But you need to get the bunker finished. He cancels it. He's got to start rebuilding. That one's a bit closer to that pylon. But the Stalker's going to have high ground advantage for too long, and it can hit the SCV from here. So... yeah. So TY, I mean, if he did this and was able to get that bunker up, it would have been great. Because then if he could depower this gateway, create a lot of a problem there, that'd be awesome. But instead he goes home, starts his factory. He has been mining a bit of gas. And he is very far behind. The Nexus starts immediately. Did the Stalkers go for the barracks? No, they're going to counterattack across the map. Look at this rando Marine. Is that a scouting Marine? I think that was a scouting Marine. Maybe it was just a misrally. He might have wanted to see if there was a Nexus. The probe here, wanting to create a little bit of panic, does put down a pylon, trying to close off the wall as well. But he's going to have to cancel that. There's no rush here for Trap. There is too many Marines. There's a bunker that's going to be finished at the front. The probe, though, still running circles, knows there's a command center. Even though he hasn't seen it, only one gas. It has to be a command center. Sees the starport there as well. Now, the Zealot and the Stalker are going to try and get that SCV. They will not get it in time. Oh, Oh my god, he gets the SCV at least. Zealot for an SCV, not too bad. And I love this choice. He says, okay, your tech's really slow and shit. I'm just going to build a third Nexus and Chrono Probes. I wouldn't mind him trying to bruise these barracks a little bit more with the Stalkers as well. One Stalker's at home right now. Twilight Council straight into Blink, I would imagine. And the Stalkers have even done a bit of in and out micro using those shields, which will regenerate automatically when they're out of combat for a few seconds. To damage the bunker, force the SCV to come over, repair it, lose a bit of mining time, lose a few minerals to repair. Will damage these barracks. Now, it looks like a Hellion, another Hellion, and a Medevac. So it's going to be a Hellion drop as the next pressure to try and slow down Trap's macro. A good choice, because Trap's going straight to 3 Nexus. TY has no idea. He's got no scouting. Those Hellions are going to both give him scouting information and hopefully equalize the worker count a little bit, because... What is it? A Widowmine and 4 Marines actually to start. And the Hellions are just going to sneak out around the other side. That's a good choice. I always love a Marine drop in the main. Pull the units out of position. Hellions run in the natural. Trap has no idea. Hellions working their way across. Second and third barracks are now home. Sorry, the first 2 barracks. The third barrack starts. A Raven on the way, just in case there is a DT follow-up. The Hellions still there. The Phoenix hallucination comes out. Does not see the Hellions. There's a probe that will see them run in. There's nothing in the main right now, though. Marine, Widowmine drop. Things could go very bad for Trap very quickly. Widowmine and a few Marines come in. Quick unburrow. Does not want to accidentally fire there. Hellions run in. The probes see it. The units go back to deal with it. But that means even more mining time going down in the main. An Adept and a Stalker are... Oh! No, 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 no! Oh my god, oh my god, these Hellions. Oh, a bit slow on the probe pull. And they do get some big hits. 6 workers go down. And at the same time, I think maybe 1 gateway unit went down to the Widowmine in the main, but the Marines are alive. They're going to go deny a bit of scouting. They do have to be careful. Blink is almost finished. But this has been a lot of mining time. A good handful of probes have gone down, and the greedy follow-up of Trap does get punished a little bit there. TY keeps him in check and keeps himself alive in this game. That was much-needed damage to maintain equilibrium with the Protoss player. Engineering Bay finishing up third gas down. Remember, still, it's only 38 SCVs. There's no third command center on the way. TY still needs more than this. But as much as you might look at the probe count, the fast third, and think this is terrible for TY, remember, there's not a lot of tech. Yeah, there's a Robo. Forge is just starting. Charge is just starting. It is still 3 gates. We don't have observers all over the map yet. Stalkers drop in. They are going to go down. Or the Marines, sorry, are going to go down to the Stalkers. There is 1 observer out right now. Where is that? It's just here on the natural. And Adept is going to take the watchtower. Trap's really kind of in his cage right now. And you can see he doesn't feel comfortable probing up because he's not really sure what's happening. He queues up more probes as he gets scanned. That might even be a reaction to the scan to be like, yeah, I'm building probes. Sure. But I think at this point, Trap's still trying to figure out where he is in the game. He wants to kind of go, okay, let's still be flexible. I still feel like I'm in a pretty good economic position, but I've got to kind of figure out what the next step is. Raven, tank, Marines. You see the factory on the tech lab, which means there are more tanks building. And you see no third command center. Because of that, notice how the lights have turned off on the Nexus. No more probe production. Going straight to 8 gateways. I would not be surprised to see Chrono going down on the +1. Is even going to Chrono an Immortal. Of course, the Immortal, an absolute killer of the Siege tank. But at the same time, a good target for that Raven interference matrix. And knowing this push is coming is really good, because it means you can get out there with your Stalkers. And if you can try and shoot down the Raven or catch one of the medevacs or intercept the reinforcements, you can really weaken this push. And remember, there's not a great follow-up. 4th and 5th barracks, no add-ons. It's just going to be Marine production. He didn't see that 4th and 5th barracks, so Trap might be thinking, I love them hidden in the back, might be thinking there's going to be a 3rd CC on location behind this. But I don't think so. We might even see SCVs get pulled here. Now the Stalker's buying a little bit of time, forcing stim out of some of those Marines. As I said, those Stalkers would love to catch the Ravens. Now for now, TY, I love this. He just sieges up. He says, come on. Come on, Stalkers. It slows down his push a little bit. Doesn't matter because he doesn't want to fight yet. He's waiting for combat shields. He's leaving some units at home for now. He's going to start to bring them out. The Stalker's here looking for the damage. Cannons are building. +1. Archon's making. The anti-armor missile is what scares me, though. Oh, he gets it! Feedback drop! Feedback drop! He just feedback dropped the Raven! There's no anti-armor missile anymore, but he doesn't have any force fields, right? Oh, no. 3 sentries from the right as well? Trap! Oh my god, he's making an Archon. Oh, he gets the Raven with a snipe there as well. He's got to be careful. Ooh, good couple of force fields. Not amazing. No, that was wasteful. Warp in more sentries right now. Pull back. Trap just needs to buy time. I want more sentries warped in. He's just going for zealots. He's going for the just jump on top and fight it. It's an all-in. The SCVs are here, but the sandwich is not there. The left-hand side does not come in on time. He's going to try to... Okay, he gets on top of the tank. The Immortal, though, fighting Marines, adding very little to this engagement. The unit's a little bit disjointed, and this was an SCV pull. I think Trap pulled the trigger too early. I think there was no reason to fight here. This was the position where TY wanted to fight. His SCVs buffered a lot. He had a crazy Marine count, and that left-hand side just came in a bit late. The SCVs were pulled. I mean, TY kind of fudged up the previous game from way ahead. I think Trap fudged this one up, guys. That was an amazing push and a really good... I love the barracks being placed behind the natural because people are scouting in the main for the 3rd command center, extra barracks over at the 3rd. The Observer had no idea. So he didn't even see the SCV pull, I think, until the very end. And so many things were done right. But I think he was like, yeah, I'm going to sandwich this with Zealot Archon, which is normally great against the Marines and tanks. But yeah, I think, honestly, it's like just hedge your bets, dude. He's all in. There's no reason to fight here. Just pull your probes away, make more Zealots. I wouldn't have minded more force fields on the ramp, but I think the reason that was a bad call, what I was asking for, is because the siege tanks were going to be so far forward that he was going to blast your sentries if you did that. So my instinct of more sentries maybe was bad. I do think the force fields weren't the best. I think that this is such a far back siege and such a small number of Marines that I feel like TY here was like, yeah, I want to bait you into using up your abilities. I want you to come forward, use your Guardian Shield, use your force fields. And now the tanks get into an actually scary position. Yeah, I think probably should have force fielded in the middle of that maybe. Yeah, and then these Stalkers try to blink forward to get the tank. Those units all die, and then these units come in. Not the cleanest fight there. It's always a hard one with charge lots. I think, honestly, though, buying time is usually the right call, and especially against these sort of SCV pull attacks. One last point, actually. Cut off the reinforcements. I think the most important thing here is that probably don't flank with as many units, but send like 10 or 8 Zealots around and cut off the rally, because they're always going to be rallying. If you catch these units separately, it's so huge. But the reason Trap couldn't make that decision is Trap didn't know about the SCVs. Only now is like, whoa, it's all in. Ah! But I really think just needed to give up the 3rd, go around the edges, should have been able to hold on, or at least make that a lot closer. Well played by TY, though. He really did kind of throw the previous game from a, he throws the wrong word. He let it slip away from him. That one, Trap let it slide away. TY managed to tie it up, so really impressed here. We are going to go into game number 5 in this series. Golden Wall to decide it all. Isn't this just a familiar pattern? Golden Wall, game 5 for the win. Over here on the left-hand side in the blue, representing himself, GSL, and casters everywhere, it is TY. In the right-hand side, representing Jin Air Green Wings, the absolute monster, Trap. Trap's so good at StarCraft, man. Definitely in this matchup especially, one of the best in the world. Sure, Maru will dumpster him sometimes. But I do think he actually could have beat Innovation with what I was talking about before. Now, TY is going to mine out the back and expand here. He's going to build a second depot to deny scouting, isn't he? It's an early probe scout. Yeah. As soon as, he starts it to block him out. No information for you. So Trap comes in. And TY's like, you can't see this. No. Does have to pull another SCV because the depot is so weak it can be killed by a probe if you don't put a bit more hit points on it. Behind this, Cybercore before a gateway. Of course, Trap has to play without info now, man. Marine first. And that's open. He's going to do a gasless 1 barracks expand. Now, I kind of like this because you do sacrifice a bit of economy by long-distance mining those patches to open them up. This SCV does get trapped on the outside of the wall, which is kind of funny. He's going to try to bring it back, but the probe's like, no, that's bait, that's bait. Trap's going to open up his own back door. Second gas here after the Nexus and the second pylon. So far, a very calm response from Trap. It really looks like he's not panicking, and he's just like, It's like this really just seems like you're probably just going to take the back door. I think Trap's reading the play correctly. Does see 2 Marines. Doesn't react quite quickly enough. Was not expecting the Marines to be walking down the ramp and get sniped. So information denial. The Adept will go and get a bit more information. Double gas behind this. This is, you know, bringing back Heart of the Swarm, man. The gasless into double gas expand. Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm. I haven't seen this in so long. The Reaper is such a necessary part of the early game usually these days. But gonna skip it here. Gonna take advantage of Golden Wall. A quick Robo for Trap. Okay. And a very fast Stalker being chronoed. May build a third Stalker as well. Yeah, I like it. So I think the Adept saw the Marines there. And I think he's just going to shade up the ramp to see what's going on. So does he check the expand? Oh, that was a mistake. He accidentally pulled the shade home. Trap. And this probe's going to go scout the base. Good choice. Good choice. Second gateway on the way. So 2-gate Robo. No doubt will be a third gateway momentarily as well. Just doesn't want to interrupt that probing. Chronoing probes on the natural expand. And behind this, it's a factory. It's a fast second and third barracks here for TY. I mean, this looks like a 2-base all-in. He could still take a third, don't get me wrong, but with such a quick second and third barracks, the power of this is non-stop Marine production off that reactor all game. Quick stim, quick shields, adding some Marauders, getting a few medevacs, and then punching the Protoss in the dick. It's a very good way to play, but the probe sees the expand, it walks right in the base. The Marines are like, shit, we were defending scouting from the wrong side. The probe sees literally everything, and he's going to escape as well. This probe's giving the finger over his shoulder. Ha, get fucked, I saw what you're doing, you dickhead. Yeah, get out, get out, get out. No bunker yet. Oh no. Oh no, there's 2 Stalkers here. And there's a Warp Prism on the way. Oh, not like this. TY, he doesn't have enough Marines. Oh, no. Oh, okay, the Widow Mine. Okay, that's the savior. The Widow Mine will zone out these units, but you know what? Trap's going to do an Adept trick. Do a Shade trick. Please. Oh, he's got an Observer. He doesn't even need to bother getting fancy. Oh, TY might just die to this. He's taken so much damage, guys. Oh, he needed a bunker. He should have scouted to check if Trap was mining out the back door. He wasn't thinking about it. He's going to go for the Drilly Boys surround. It's a good choice. The Stalkers, though, focus firing the Marines. And, yeah, more Stalkers warping in. Oh, dude. Okay, tank is sieging. Tank is sieging. Oh, but I think they saw it. Yeah, yeah. Wait, there's an Observer there as well. Oh, man, he sees everything. Oh, no. So much damage. He's got the Colossus tech opening up behind this. Can take out this depot. And you know what? He might even be able to jump on that siege tank. TY realizing this is a dangerous position. He's going to pull back. He's stuck building 3 unupgraded Marines at a time. I love that tank position. About as safe as you can get, nestled in the production. Trap says, cool. I just forced you to lift and go back to 1 base temporarily. I will take a 3rd base. Is going for Gravitic Drive and Disrupt. So he's going to go Warp Prism Speed, Disruptor Drop. 3rd Nexus goes down. Probe comes down and builds a pylon. Oh, that's BM, man. That's how you really trigger your opponent. TY was already pissed with his position. That's just like oh, get out of this game, man. I'm gonna block your bloody expansion that I already made left. The Prism is gonna drop right on top. Does he go for the tank? Oh, he busts the tank. Almost gets the Viking. The Prism is so low. He's got to click the Viking. He clicks it and runs out of there. Good micro on these Stalkers. Gets the tank, gets the Viking. What do you got? 19 unupgraded Marines, a Raven, and a single siege tank in the natural. TY's whole situation has fallen apart here. Remember that he built those Marines so early, he delayed his reactor. He went for his gases late, so his factory wasn't that fast. He was not expecting that attack on the back door. And right when he was about to get to the point where he had things like tanks and so on anchoring, he falls apart and everything dies. He's going to go Desperation Banshee here just to try to survive. But that Disruptor drop looks very frightening. The 3rd base already mining healthily. Forge, Twilight, Colossus on the way. Trap going for just a little bit of everything right now. Sees the Marine. So I think, what's he going to build? 1 Adept. As long as he doesn't show the Disruptor, it's fine. Oh my. Oh my. Trap, 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 trap. Oh, there's a big Marine tank push coming with a Raven. Drilly Boy's coming as well. He's going to try to build bunkers with this. This is a smart move from TY. He's got to do some stuff. Oh, dude. The Disruptor shots could kill this, though. He's got to watch out. There is an interference matrix there. Can he get the Disruptor drops? Drop right on top of the tank and shoot into the Marines? Is he going to do it? The Colossus there, looking for big swipes on those Marines. Oh, big balls, big balls, big balls. A massive shot on top of those Marines. The Disruptor, the Prism, though, is so weak. Interference matrix goes down. The Colossus pulls out. It's still healthy. It's still alive. Tanks, Marines, branching their way forwards. Bunkers trying to build. Shield batteries trying to build to counter. Disruptors come forward. Big Disruptor shot takes out one of the tanks. One Disruptor is already off cooldown in the back as well. Could fire again. Marines a tank. There's just not many units. A single Banshee. It's all about the damage output. TY's army, fragile as all hell. Another tank comes in. If it can siege up here, that will give him a little bit more longevity. I love the Banshee on the backside on a patrol path. The Marines and the Raven trying to push in. The Colossus upgrade is not done. It's actually being depowered and its progress halted. Big Disruptor shot does get 3 Marines there. Another Disruptor shot gets cucked. Does get shut down by the siege tanks, but the Colossus, the Stalkers coming in from both sides. The Colossus on the left pulls back. The Colossus on the right pulls back. Once again, Trap unable to break the situation. And the Banshees are on Colossus hunting duty. TY says, you got no anti-air. Get out of here, dickhead. That Colossus is going to try and get recalled, but not in time. Ooh, another big tank shot there as well. Viagra still is not finished. 18 seconds. Finally, it's going to get repowered here. Remember, there's 2 shield batteries. That tank is delicious. TY making the best of a terrible situation, but there's no follow-up. Remember, he's just building Marines, tanks, and Banshees. It's all in. If he can depower this, that would be fantastic. He's just going to take out the shield batteries themselves. Trap too busy to micro them to heal each other. Just gives it up. There's not a lot of Stalkers to deal with these Banshees. Remember, Stalkers not the greatest at killing Banshees. They're okay. The problem is, whenever they take a tank shot, they just die. So the combo of the tanks, the Banshees, and the Marines, it's a very scary army to fight. These Marines, most of them have to stay behind those tanks. These Colossus are so scary. TY, you can't go this far forward with your Marines. You've got to be careful. Those Colossus swipes are going to be the end of you. The Banshees need to try and kite these Colossus forward. One of the tanks caught unsieged. It goes down. The Colossus come forward. So many Zealots. One Colossus falls, but there's only one siege tank left there. The other tank very far away. Cuck Matrix goes down. A Banshee falls, but there's another healthy Banshee that arrives. This push somehow still going. The tank needs to get further up, but he says, wait, it'll be too exposed. Let's keep it alive back here. The Immortal coming forward. The Stalkers, the Colossus trying to bust. Zealots coming from the north at the same time, trying to get on those Marines. Charge has kicked in. The Immortal busts the bunker. The Stalkers should be able to isolate those Banshees now. Remember, Cloak was never made for these Banshees. They're purely there for the damage. They go down. And with that, so do TY's hopes and dreams. He makes it so goddamn close. So close. But it all comes back to what happened much earlier. He just did not realize that Trap knew what was happening. He thought Trap would be sitting back afraid. And the moment he saw that probe scout his main, he needed to react. So this probe, an absolute champion. This was the game-winning MVP unit here for Trap. Builds a spotting pylon to try and spot any drops coming across, anything like that. Comes in, sees the expand, sees the production, sees that there's nothing but a couple of Marines out, and he was already building Stalkers and so on for safety. Chronos a Prism immediately goes across. TY needed to build a bunker. The moment you see that probe come in, it's the tell. He should have built a bunker here. This side of the base, very safe. It's hard to get up there. But this side, wide open. You've only got unupgraded Marines. You've forced your opponent to build a bunch of gateway units by hiding information. Trap had to do this to be safe. The Widowmine, not enough there. The Observer that had already been built arrives. And everything falls apart. He just needed a bunker. Needed a few more seconds of safety. It still would have been hard to defend the Prism as it joins up. But he would have had a lot more mining, more Marines, time to get out, and I think he would have been able to hold on. So an unfortunate start there, really putting TY massively behind. Trap does end up closing the series 3-2. GG, well played. So for those who don't know, this was, of course, a replay cast. Big thanks to TSL, Shopify, and all the sponsors of it for sending replays out to some content creators for some kind of analytical content creating, casting coverage. If you guys want to watch TSL 5, make sure you follow teamliquid.net. Sorry, twitch.tv/teamliquid. go follow that channel. All the VODs are up there. They will be putting the VODs up of the official casts on YouTube soon as well. Of course, this match will go up on YouTube, as will a few other highlighted awesome matches. So if you guys have any requests, your favorite matches from that tournament that you think I should cover, or just your favorite players, let me know in chat. Let me know in the comments. And that will help influence the next couple of ones we do. These replays are not publicly released. I do not know if they will release the entire replay pack. They might afterwards, but they are not for now. I'm not allowed to share them. So that's it, though. GG, well played. Traps and Monster. What a series, dude. After Nightshade, where he was dead, and then he brought it back, it was like, whoa. Bit of a crazy game. Simulacrum was very cool as well. So... awesome cast. Awesome series to cast there. Very happy we chose that one to start things out. That was a lot of fun. If you guys are enjoying the content, by the way, support the Patreon. Links below in the YouTube. Thank you everyone who's supporting on Twitch, who's watching live. I appreciate it. Yeah. Lots more good content coming up. We'll catch you guys in the next video.